Everybody, this is Chris Classic dropping a live car vlog, possibly my final one of the year, as in 2026. We'll be here tomorrow, less than 24 hours. So this is probably my last one. Nobody tells you today, if you didn't even hear this shit, God loves you, Christ loves you, and I love you as well. I'm praying for you guys and gals. Hopefully that, if you did have a bad year this year, you have a better year next year, or bad minute to the next minute. If you had a great year this year, I hope for a greater year next year as great as this year. Praying for you guys. You guys know that. Make sure you subscribe to the Taking Home podcast, where I talk about professional wrestling topics, and I put my matches as classic out for a professional wrestler of 13 years. Make sure you also subscribe to C3 Ultimate Wrestling. That is me and my wife's professional wrestling company. We have all of our matches from 2025 available to look at. Also, we're getting ready for our next show, February 21st, 2026, called Big Business in Dyer, Indiana. Harold's Private Venue. Tickets are on sale now on Eventbrite. They're $5 off, but there'll be $5 more at the door. Bars, Raphael, what's going on, man? God bless you. God bless you. Happy early New Year. I hope your year was just truly blessed. And if you went through a trial and tribulations, I'm glad that you're even here to hear what I have to say, and just continued strength and prayer and blessings, man. Last night I attended a free Lucha training. Main head trainer was Atomico, Lucha legend. And I wanted to speak about it for a little bit. Now, I'm not going to tell you every detail and things like that, because honestly, what they say and how they say it is very, very sacred. So what I don't want to do is, I don't want to disrespect what they've done or what they continue to do, especially passing off this knowledge for training, right? So I will speak on what I did and some things that I should have worked on, and things I'm looking forward to in this year. So like I said, once again, not here to say every nook and cranny or everything like that, because like I said, for them to even pass on knowledge to me for one day was just enough for me. You get what I'm saying? So I was curious on how to do it. I was curious on how to do Lucha training. Like Just Amazing, shout out to him. He taught me a couple things, how they do things and how they carry themselves and things like that. And I went to a couple of Lucha shows a couple years ago. 2026, I'm there. I'm going to a lot more and stuff. Shout out to All Star Lucha Libre. I'm going there. When I do Fab Wrestling, there's a lot of luchas there. Shout out to Alpha Danger, Crimson Beetle, and many more of them. Latin Stars. Shout out to them. I'm very enamored into what they're doing and stuff like that, and I'm inspired to learn it and stuff like that. I call myself Classic Alpha, and I feel like I need to expand my knowledge in wrestling training from other cultures and things like that. Lucha is very, very oriented, family oriented, discipline oriented, culture oriented. This is not just a hobby. People teach their children this because they want their children to know how to do it. It's similar to how in America we do stuff as trades and stuff like that. That stuff is a trade for some of the children and things like that. And it's also a legacy that's anchored in that. You get what I'm saying? Very cool to me, in my opinion. It's very, very cool in my opinion. If any of my children want to try to wrestle and, be basically a third generation, low key, I would have to train them correctly. You know what I'm saying? You're going to do an Alpha Corona. Please stop it. Hey, when I was a lot smaller, I could do a head scissors. My trainer would teach us how to do that, and I've done that a couple times. And then I remember like a few years ago, I tried to do it again, and it was like an Alpha Cantorana because I couldn't do it. But still, Ray the Lucha King. Yeah, I've always been enamored with like Lucha wrestling and stuff like that. When I was watching WCW, I was looking at Rey Mysterio versus Psychosis and stuff like that. And I remember Super Cool and ECW from a couple of things that I've seen. The Eddie Guerrero and even Dean Malenko. Dean Malenko would do certain things. So still, it was pretty dope. It's definitely pretty dope stuff to see. What's going on, Robert Brown? Wrench Syndicate in the building. What's going on? Hold on. I didn't know my Bluetooth was on. I don't like how it sounds. It sounds crazy. There we go. We clear now. We more clear. Cool. Still. So I really wanted to know. And one of the things that I could say, the difference between lucha training and American training is honestly, lucha training, they try to train you to do everything. With American training, they'll be like, okay, Chris, you're 6'1", 200 something pounds. Okay, we're going to teach you this style. Hey, you're going to do a powerhouse style. You can be agile, but you have to be a giant. You have to be strength. You have to stand up straight and things like that. With lucha training, they wanted you to do what they did and stuff like that. And it's just like, if you didn't want to do it, you had an option, but they're going to encourage you to do it. I say this because I was flying. I was jumping off the second ropes and doing things that I did not think that I could do. I'm proud of myself, and I'm proud of them for even encouraging me to do it, because me being trained as the bigger guy and also being a lot older, trying to do certain things and trying to be safe. Not saying that what they do isn't safe, but still, I worry about myself, and I put myself in the way of certain things, and actually, I'm just being very transparent. And to me, I'm proud of what they pushed out of me. This sounds crazy, cost no diddy, but still, doing these things, and then like being a bigger guy. And one of the guys, Joey, shout out to him, I faced him at Fab Wrestling. He's taller than me. So I think that was one of the things that kind of helped me and motivate me to do it, because he is taller than me and he was able to do it and doing it, but still, and jumping off the top second rope and doing certain things. I did a back flip arm drag. I didn't think that I could do it. They showed me how to do it with a guide, and then I was like, you know what, I think I got it. And I'm very happy, and I'm very curious about it. I do want to train lucha as well as American and stuff like that. So I definitely want to incorporate some of that in the moveset. And not only that, if I want to do lucha shows, like as a wrestler, a lot of, especially at the end of the year, they put out a graphic of, oh, hey, I've had this amount of experience. I went to this amount of seminars. I've been wrestling for this long. I'm based out of here and stuff like that. But I think when you can say you can do American and lucha, I think that is something that's going to make people look at your resume, because now you have a versatile arsenal on doing certain things. So still, congrats and good luck. It's gonna wrap it around. So still, appreciate it, Rashawn. But still, the way Atomico, the head trainer, was like talking to people and stuff like that, like there was one thing I messed up on with timing, and the way he talked to me, I understood it wasn't coming from a bad place, but it was like, hey, we don't do that here. We don't do that here. You have to do it this way. And if you were to do it like that, or if your opponent did this way, you weren't supposed to engage into what they were doing. Like, it's very, very important. You get what I'm saying? So to me, like, I'm not sitting here saying I know everything in American wrestling and stuff like that, but it was like a taste of starting over. It was definitely a taste of like starting over, because they do things different. But I was curious about it, and like I was talking, and I was like, man, I definitely do want to attend. I don't even have to wrestle. Attend some more like lucha shows and lucha training and try to understand it and things like that, because you guys know on the Take It Home podcast, I do talk about like wrestlers not having a form of discipline, right? Some don't carry themselves right, not only just in the ring, but outside the ring on social media, and how they do certain things and things like that. With lucha training and luchas and stuff like that, it's straight discipline. Like, if you don't have it, you don't have it. And it's a disgrace if you don't have it. Like, if you say you can do it and then you don't do it. Like, don't even wrong, mess ups happen everywhere. But if it's a consistent thing, you can get in trouble for that. So that is definitely something that I want to try to not only just put in my moveset, but also learn it and understand it. Because like I said, I do consider myself as a well-disciplined wrestler. But I also want to learn as well. I want to learn how certain people do certain things in other spots. I want to know how to switch between American wrestling and lucha wrestling. I know people have tried to do both, and then they mix up both. And trust me, it's two different things. Similar to a certain degree, but then to the other degrees, and not the school and the deodorant that you wear when you musty. It's two different things sometimes. Same name, different game. Bars. That was a bar. And lucha might get you on PWI, so you can say it during promos. I mean, if it gets me on PWI, you guys know me. I'm not big on these lists, because I don't think these lists are very, very genuine. And Arshawn, you we talked about it. Like, we talked about the PWI, we talked about the BWI and stuff like that. And it's just like if people are happy to be on it, congrats. But what you shouldn't do is try to tell people, hey, you should book me because I made the PWI. It's like, I think that they worry about probably the top 50. And then after that, they're just putting random names in the name generator. And then they'll speak about it and stuff like that. I just want to do great wrestling. I just want people to look at me and be like, hey, you know what? That's Classic Alpha. Classic Alpha is a great wrestler. He's not a bad wrestler. He carries himself great. He loves the Lord, obviously, first and foremost. He's a great guy. He's a nice guy. He doesn't try to screw over people. He doesn't try to throw people under the bus. He's a great wrestler. He cares about it. He cares about his community. Those are the kind of things that, like, trump a list to me, right? It's like, okay, well, this guy does care about wrestling so much. This man has a podcast, and he speaks about it, but he's not just speaking out of the side of his neck. He's speaking from the inside of his heart. Woo-hoo, that was a bar, too. Woo-hoo, that was a bar. Whoop-dee-doo. But still, that's just one of those things. So, Classic Alpha Lucha. Hey, man, you never know. You never know. But it's definitely something that I want to practice more and stuff. Like I said, I'm not going to go into every detail about what was taught and obviously what was said. But like I said, it's very, very disciplined. And to me, it was like, when I had my mishap, I felt bad. Not embarrassed, but I felt bad because I didn't want to disgrace what I was being taught. Right? They want to, dang, I don't want to make it seem like, because I do smile a lot. And I don't think that's what it was because I smiled or whatever. I do think that he did care about safety and also making sure that things look great. Something that I wish a lot of American style wrestlers would do is worry about, does it look great and is it safe? Here's looking at you, Kyle Fletcher and John Moxley with that German off the rope. That whole thing got everybody still talking about it. They are still talking about it to this day. People are mad at Adam Pearce for agreeing with William Regal. People are mad at William Regal for even talking about it. Like, yes. And AEW is like literally promoting that this man landed on top of his head from that German, that cutthroat suplex. Like, they are really like playing this out. Like, hey, look at this. We're doing this. Hey. And it's just like, you definitely should, like, if you are going to upload something like that, you should do it from like a corner angle, from like a fan's point of view. You shouldn't have a zoom in on this guy landing on his head. Cannot wait till Jim Cornette speaks about it. Hey, look, like I said, people hate the man and all that and don't like certain things, but man, that man, when he's on it, he is on it when it comes to wrestling. And in AEW, I agree with for the most part. I do think he gets on Mercedes Moné a little bit more than he should, personally, but still, to each their own. Like I said, I don't have to agree with somebody 100%. I might not even like the person personally. I don't, but at the same time, if they're right, they're right. It doesn't make them any less right because you don't like them. Here's looking at you, society. But still, it's pretty cool. It's pretty dope. And I'm grateful. Even, I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to, like, he was saying the days they do practice and things like that. And he was saying like it's very, very important, to him and stuff like that, how you carry yourself. So to me, I'm looking forward to what my 2026 is going to do. I'm still going to go to practice, but I'm also grateful because the people who do the training at the practices and stuff, they do lucha as well. So if I want to look at something, if I want to try something, because they ask me, because I don't want to say a vet. I don't like saying that because I've been in the game a little bit, slightly longer than some of these guys. So they would ask me, and I'm definitely honored that they even asked me because I'm a guest, right? I'm taking my shoes off at the door at y'all crib, right? And they'll say, hey, do you want to do anything? So now, when I do go to practice and stuff like that, I have some stuff I want to do. I have some stuff I want to learn. Show me how to do this. Show me how to do that. My arm is sore because my body not being used to being thrown around and throwing my body around. But still, that's just a part of wrestling, I heal up and then it'll be good, Sometimes even here, when you're sore like this, that was my wife. And you guys know that for some reason, when I answer the phone, I cannot read you guys' comments. But I will close on that note. Definitely going to do a lot more training. Definitely going to learn more stuff about the luchas. Once again, I can't read you guys' comments because this phone is old and I definitely need a new phone. But still, definitely want to train more with that. Happy New Year's. God bless you guys. I'm thankful that God has brought you guys all the way up to this final day. Lord willing, we'll make it to tomorrow. Thank you guys and gals for rocking with me. I've hit a lot of milestones with subs here. I'm trying to hit more here and also with C3 Ultimate Wrestling. Shout out to Marshawn. Shout out to Yella, Kevin Young Sr. Shout out to Robert Brown, Raphael. Shout out to Sim Simla. Shout out to a lot of people who love, who shared stuff, who subscribed, gave their opinions. If I agree or disagree, because this is all a space for wrestling. I'm not going to sit here and say a safe space. I think that Arshawn, in one of his older lives, he said something that sticks with me, is that, you know, everything's not always a safe space. And even in my chat, you know, people be saying all kind of stuff. They be trying to say stuff about Christ. They be trying to say stuff like about my skin tone. They be trying to say all kind of stuff. And it's like, thanks to the Rent Syndicate, we take care of them and stuff like that. But what I try to do is, what I can only speak for myself, safe wrestling content. I can provide that. But what people say in the comments and stuff like that is very, very different, right? But still, I do love and appreciate that you guys rock with me. Thank you guys for allowing me to hit these milestones, as we are going to continue to hit more milestones with wrestling. Like I said, I got to talk to Kev and Arshawn. I want to speak more about stuff, you know, as a trio, the big three in wrestling. I know they have a big three with Bree. Shout out to Bree. So still, I ain't trying to knock on that or impose on that at all, of course. But still, looking forward to it. So guys, gals, Happy New Year's. God bless you. God loves you. Christ loves you. And I love you as well. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home.